Audio Jungle.
Body of man found in barrel positively identified as that of missing Digicel employee Kevin Walker. The body of a man found in a barrel in Kingston has been positively identified as that of missing Digicel employee Kevin Walker. Police got confirmation following a DNA test done on the body. Other tests reveal a connection to a crime scene in Hannahtown. Head of Area 4 Police Assistant Commissioner ACP Michael Phelps said more forensics tests will be conducted in coming days. A man and 3 women who have been arrested in relation to the disappearance of 43-year-old Walker, who was last seen at home in Vineyardtown on Saturday, February 1, are being interrogated as part of a murder investigation. Police theorize that Walker's death is linked to a robbery. ACP Phillips said when the other tests are completed, the report will be submitted to the Director of Public Prosecutions to determine what charges will be laid. The 5th person who was a suspect in the matter was fatally shot by police during an alleged confrontation earlier this month.
The joint investigations between the Kingston Eastern and Kingston Western divisions have seen some steady progress, and we do anticipate even more progress in the coming days. Our forensic analysis so far have established a connection with the body found on the 3rd of February this year in a barrel in the gully along Industrial Terrace Wharf, and a crime scene which was later established in the Hannahtown area. We do have 4 persons who still remain in custody pending further investigations.
Incomplete file cases delay in triple murder case. An incomplete file forced a postponement of the case against 32-year-old John Lee Roach, who is accused of a 2024 triple murder. Roach of St. James Address is charged with the fatal shooting of 26-year-old Roshan Antoine Williams, 17-year-old student Jaden Bennett, and 62-year-old fisherman David West, all of Kingston Street addresses in the parish. When the case came before the St. James Circuit Court on Tuesday, it was revealed that the case file was incomplete, with a number of documents still pending. High Court Justice Judith Pusey then scheduled the matter for mention on May 19 and remanded Roach until that date. According to the allegations, the police received reports of a shooting in the Upper King Street area of Montego Bay around 5 p.m. on July 9, 2024. It is further alleged that when the police responded, they were met with gunfire from Roach before he fled, leaving behind 2 guns. During a search of the area, Williams was found on the main road with gunshot wounds to the left side of his face and upper body. Bennett was found on a bridge with a gunshot wound to the right side of his neck, while West was found in his yard at gunshot wounds to the right side of the face. The 3 were taken to hospital where they were pronounced dead. Days later, Roach surrendered to the police in Trelawney. He was subsequently charged with 3 counts of murder, shooting with intent, and illegal possession of a prohibited weapon. Roach is being represented by attorney at law Swain Phillips. Golden Blasts Police Federation. People's National Party PNP President Mark Golden has tried Jamaica's Police Federation over its decision to discontinue assisting with the legal fees of its former chairman, Corporal Ron James, who is before the Supreme Court in a battle with the police high command. Golden, the opposition leader, told PNP supporters at Independence Park, Savannah Lamar on Wednesday that members of the Jamaica Constable Force JCF, who are defending their rights in the courts, should be given support, and a PNP-led government will ensure that this is done. Any police officer who has a case affecting their rights before the courts should get the legal support that they need to support what they need to fight that case, and we will have to put that in place for them because we respect police officers and we know that they have their rights too, stated Golden. On Monday, the Federation's Central Committee voted unanimously to discontinue assisting James with his legal bills, which amount to almost $2 million. In July 2023, James was indicted after levying strong criticism of the police high command's handling of overtime payments to members of the JCF. James' indiction resulted in him being relieved of all duties and ordered to turn in his identification cards and other government property. His pay was also reduced to a quarter of his original salary. However, the court later ruled that it should be increased to 99% of his original pay. According to Golden, the issue is concerning because James was only doing his job as a trade unionist by speaking out about overtime pays to his members. The court had ordered that it should be paid, and a year had passed and it wasn't being paid, and he leaked out as a trade unionist, which is what the police federation is, and then they put him on election. That means they cut him pay and them send him home. Senate passed this bill to make Portmore Jamaica's 15th parish. The Senate passed the bill to Portmore Jamaica's 15th parish yesterday. It will go next to the Governor General for his assent. Before passage, the bill entitled An Act to Amend the Counties and Parishes Act to declare the city municipality of Portmore the 15th parish of Jamaica was debated by both government and opposition senators. Government Senator Kamina Johnson-Simmet, who opened the debate, noted that transitioning Portmore to parish status is a monumental and beneficial move. She also lamented that the past parish was declared during the British colonial rule. Senator Johnson-Simmet also sought to again dismiss claims that not enough consultation was held with stakeholders about the parish status. This process, she said, started in 2020. However, opposition Senator Peter Bunting doubled down on the argument that the move to transition Portmore to a parish was undermining the electoral process. He also described the move as deceptive.
This government has the strong belief and vision that the acts of the British up to 1867 will not be the sum total of parish development history of Jamaica land we love. Who could truly want otherwise? I would add that under colonial rule, very little thought, if any, was given to the well-being of the population, and in sharp contrast, our efforts to make Portmore Jamaica's 15th parish is a move that has the best interests of the people at heart. Apart from town halls and community engagements, the fact is that the process of establishing the Joint Select Committee of Parliament to consider this issue started in December 2020, just a couple months after the 2020 election. 14 meetings were held by the Joint Select Committee, and these included 2 virtual town hall meetings with the residents of Portmore. Additionally, over 23 public entities and Portmore-based associations, including the Portmore Leadership Council, the Sunshine City Chamber of Commerce, the National Water Commission, the SDC, JPS, JCF, and other agencies made formal submissions. And at least 24 individuals made written and oral submissions to the committee. These included a former mayor, sitting councillor for the Edgewater Division. All of this evidence of extensive consultation during the process of the Joint Select Committee alone is published in the final report of that committee. And the evidence shows that really any suggestion that this process was not extensive, and indeed that this is some rush, should really cause reasonable persons to question the rationale and sincerity of those arguments. This is not a new idea.
For decades, Jamaica has stood proudly as a model of democratic integrity, where the setting of electoral boundaries has been left in the hands of professionals, not in the hands of politicians with an agenda. By bypassing the ECJ, this government is recklessly undermining the very foundation of our democracy. Throwing aside decades of progress, this bill is a wolf in sheep's clothing, dressed up in the language of development, but fundamentally rotten at its core.
Burn victims Adriana Leng and Elisa King Mead share words of encouragement. Burn victims 15-year-old Adriana Leng and 19-year-old Elisa King shared a warm embrace and words of encouragement yesterday after meeting for the first time upon their return to Jamaica after their continued treatment in the United States. Leng traveled to Shriners Children's Hospital in Boston for corrective surgery, while King received treatment at the Hospital Texas location. They arrived at Sansa International Airport in Montego Bay, St. James. So far, Leng, who arrived with her father, has undergone 28 surgeries, while King, who traveled with her mother, has undergone 30 surgeries. This marks Leng's fourth trip to the U.S. for corrective surgery, while King has traveled twice. As Son Myrna, we're happy to stand beside these 2 young women. They have the spirit of Phoenix. We are just happy to show Jamaica that through determination and love, their stories are not just about tragedy, but about hope, miracles, and resilience, said Paige Dixon, project manager at San Myrna Foundation. Adriana's ordeal began when her father's home in Springfield, Westmoreland, was destroyed by fire, claiming the lives of her 7-year-old twin siblings, Jaden and Jordan Lang, on September 4, 2022. King, who was 17 at the time, was dosed with gasoline and set on fire while sleeping at a relative's house in Redwood, St. Catherine, in August 2023. Her ex-boyfriend, Antoine Gray, has been charged with the crime. Lang and King are set to continue their treatment. Remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.